Everybody want to make sure your mics are on.
I can hear you, Troy.
Morning, Lee. Okay, it is 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting of the Codington County Board of Commissioners to order. This is Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. Every commissioner is present. Commissioner Gable will be live streaming on video with us this morning. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will ask Commissioner Schwer to lead us this morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just a reminder to please silence your cell phones, your Apple Watches, anything that's going to potentially cause a disruption at the meeting this morning. If you'll silence that, we'll appreciate it. Otherwise, you'll have to bring donuts next week. That's the rule. Call for public comment. Public comment may be submitted in person or via telephone at 605-882-6248 or 605-882-6297. At this time, we'll move on to number 3 is conflict of interest items. Any commissioners have any conflicts?
No.
Nothing on the agenda?
No,
No conflicts noted. Item number 4, action to approve the June 13th agenda.
So moved. I'll second it.
Motion by Waterman, second by Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, action to approve the June 6th, 2023 minutes of the Board of the County Commission.
So moved.
Moved by
I'll second it.
Myron, second by Commissioner Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're going to make just a short adjustment to the agenda at this time. We're going to have our Highway Department Superintendent Rick Hartley come forward. We're going to take item number 8. We're going to move that in front of our monthly reports. They have some work to get done right away this morning, so they asked to move ahead on the agenda a little bit. So, good morning, Rick.
Good morning. I brought Mark Junker along. He's the engineer from Banner Associates that came up with the plan to fix our little problem we have up on County Road 6. So I guess I'll let Mark take over, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Morning, Mark.
In front of you is cost estimates for 4 different options we came up with, A, B, C, and D. Spent the week coordinating with different contractors and bouncing ideas off of them for just practical methods to get this culvert repaired, get the roadway fixed. It's looking like alternate B makes the most economic sense and is probably the least risk of things going wrong during construction. And if done properly, should give you at least a couple decades worth of lifespan to get it fixed up. It is under your $100,000 limit to avoid the bid process. This particular contractor does have a window to get in there late this week and hopefully get it done by Friday, which is valuable too, considering the condition that the Culverton Road is in right now.
Rick, can you just briefly explain what happened again for those that don't know?
Okay, there's 2 72-inch culverts that run under County Road 6, which is just east of Waverly, roughly a half mile. And with the snow melt we had this spring, there was a lot of water went through there, and it washed between the culverts and underneath the culverts a little bit and washed all the material out. There's a hole underneath the road that's roughly 4 feet wide and 3 feet tall. And what they plan to do is cut the asphalt, dig out on the east side of the culverts, in between the culverts, and on the west side, dig that down to the bottom of the culverts, reset the flared ends on both of those sets of culverts, And then they're gonna pour 2 foot of flowable concrete. So it goes around the culverts to hold them steady, and then they're going to drill holes in the culverts and pin those sections to hold them all together. And then they're gonna get inside and grout all those joints, and then they'll put fabric over the top, and we'll put tin over the top. Hopefully we don't have this issue again. And then they'll backfill it, pack everything. And then on the north side of the road where the water comes in, we're gonna put riprap on that to help seal everything up. So that way we can hopefully avoid this issue without any big rains and stuff before we get the project completed. So I know a rain would be nice, but not right now.
Yeah, not right now. Commissioners, anybody have any questions on this?
Would this project fall under some FEMA?
I'm gonna run it through the FEMA program,
Yeah.
and then also through the state, through the FAS roads.
Yeah.
For ER, so. Hopefully we can get some money back from it, because this is not a budgeted item. This is an emergency situation right now.
That being said, I'll move to ask the highway department to proceed with B.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor from Commissioner Johnson, second by Chairman Gable. Any more discussion, commissioners?
You were recommending option A,
No, we're
B.
recommending B.
B, okay.
Can you,
Total,
Mr. Chair,
that total amount is 66,997. That's a quote by Basin Construction.
can I just ask a quick question, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
So so the cost difference is significant between B and the other ones. Is that, and I'm guessing is that because they're using the existing culverts, or just so you could help us understand that a little bit?
Yes, the culverts that are there are going to be used. We're not taking those out. We're just resetting the ends and pouring flowable concrete around the bottom of it. There'll be 2 feet of concrete to hold them in place, and to hope we don't have any water come through them. And like I said, they're gonna get inside the culverts and seal the joints and get everything put back together to hold it, so we don't have the water. And that's what caused the issue we have, because those culverts have been repaired before by us. If you saw the pictures, there was fabric over the joints, but it still came through, and there was a lot of water went through that gully this spring. So there was a lot of water in there. So that's why there's 2 72-inch culverts. And then just to the east of that, there's a 4-foot culvert. So there's a lot of water moves through that area. A lot.
I guess I understood that part of it, I think, but do the other options, would they replace, I guess the reason for the cost difference, would the other options replace the culverts, or why are the other ones so much more expensive?
Options A and C used a company that had like a chemical expanding grout mixture to fill the voids. And that product is very expensive. And then option D was a full replacement of the culverts.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then I guess the question that I would have would be for our auditor, Brenda, where does this money come from then? Does it come from contingency, emergency funds?
It'll probably come out of my budget
Out of your
somewhere.
budget, okay. Just do a supplement if needed at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we do have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I think one of the key things here is the ability to be able to have it done this week.
Yes.
There are producers and people up in that neck of the woods that are detouring around that now.
Yeah.
And we need to get it fixed. It's a farm to market road. It's a busy road, and we need to get it taken care of.
Absolutely.
And so this will be back in operation.
Hopefully Friday.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Because we're gonna
week from
shut
today or something like.
We're gonna shut the road down tomorrow. They're gonna start hauling equipment in. As long as you guys okay it, we're gonna shut the road down tomorrow morning. And then they'll start hauling equipment in, and hopefully maybe tomorrow afternoon they can start moving material. And then it'll get dug out, and I think Mark told me that Thursday at 1 o'clock, they can get the or the concrete for the project. So,
Okay. And just for the general public, explain why we don't have to bid this. This falls under.
this under, now you put me on the spot.
It's under 100,000.
Yeah, it's under 100,000. You don't have to bid it, and we have quotes from 2 different companies, so. It's a capital improvement. That's what I'm looking for, is capital improvement.
Okay.
Put me on the spot. I couldn't think of what I was trying to say, so.
Okay, so once again, the amount of the bid is $66,997, and that is to award the quote by Basin Construction. We do have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Get her done.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's back up on the agenda. Let's go back to item number 6, and this is our monthly reports. We'll begin with the auditor.
So in my office, this morning, with kind of a special election going on today, we are open from 7 to 7 in case there's any voter questions that they have. Still working on the provisional budgets, getting those in order and getting those prepared we'll start our budget hearings in July. And tomorrow morning at 8:30, we will be holding the public tests for the city school election to test their ballots. And then next Tuesday, our office will again be open from 7 to 7 because that is election day for the city school election at the Civic Arena. So we're keeping busy, even though we are not having any elections ourselves, but with other elections going on in Codington County. With that, that's what I have. And we will also count the ballots next Tuesday night for the city and school elections.
Okay, it's coming up quickly.
Yes, it is.
Get out and vote. Any questions for the auditor? If not, let's move on to item B. This is the Director of Equalization report.
And she's not here today,
Here
so.
today.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to C, which is Welfare Director. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Okay, I think you guys have the graph.
Yep.
Just to kind of review that, May has been a little bit busier. We have had a lot of kind of ebbs and flows, and right now it's been busier with a lot of calls from homeless individuals and families. Actually, a lot more families, and so we're really excited to get the Watertown Cares property open, the 612 flats, so that we can start referring people there. We've been doing our best to find options for people, but it's just been a little bit more of a challenge here again the last few weeks with that. That's probably where you see most of our numbers have increased there. Also, the number reflection is Paige has moved to full-time now, and she's been busy with a community health worker, connecting with people and been doing a great job with that too. So that's some of the increase in numbers are a result of that as well. With that. Any questions about any of those? Funeral assistance luckily has kind of maintained. We started off the year with a lot of them and we've kind of maintained. So that's been a good thing. Yeah. The CARES and ERA carry once again was reimbursed $4,000 for administrative fees for the month of May. And ICAP is again averaging around 10 to 12 hours a week, sort of. The Impact CHW, as I mentioned, Paige has moved to full-time now, and so that's been a good move for our office. That has really helped alleviate some of the caseload, the workload. The three of us attended the annual conference. Carrie and I each did one day and Paige did both days. And we have received approval for Carrie to become a certified CHW, and she's registered to take that certification program in the fall semester with that. And that's through Lake Area Tech, funded through the grant. In our office, the Watertown Cares Board, which I am a part of now, we did finally close on the property for 612 flats on May 23rd. So we officially own Watertown Cares officially owns that property, and they have started renovations on that. We're hoping within the next month that we'll be able to start placing people in the new property for with the construction to be done by our goal is August 1st to have construction completely done on that property. The biggest thing now, they're getting the handicap accessible room, all of those renovations done, and then they have to redo the parking lot. So those are the two biggest pieces for that. With that. I do have on the agenda today to extend the contract with Angela. I'm going to continue looking for grant funding, but her assistance to the work I've been doing is really essential for me to continue doing that work. To continue, have the time I need to be able to move things forward with that. I do also have 2 travel requests. I had kept forgetting to stick around for those, so I wanted to mention them. One of them is for an ACES Train the Trainer training next week in Sioux Falls, and I had participated in that training previously. This is an updated new curriculum. It's also a networking meeting with the other resilient communities across South Dakota for us to be able to all connect and talk about what everybody's doing and get ideas from each other. So kind of a 2-for-1 at that one. And then the other one is to attend the South Dakota Housing Annual Conference. This week is the South Dakota Homeless Coalition Conference. I chose not to go to that one this year. I didn't think that was as valuable for me, but I would like to attend the South Dakota Housing Annual Conference. I think that has a lot of the information that could be helpful to the work that we're doing with our housing working group and what opportunities we might have here in Watertown and Codington County with that. And that one is in Pierre in June 20th, towards the end of the month. I have the information here.
Yeah, we do have that travel
Yes,
request.
that's a travel
We'll
request
approve
in there.
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got new signs on our windows. Finally, we decided not to worry about the awning. We just got new vinyl signs on our windows. They look great. We just got them yesterday. I was like, please get them done before I give her recognition. So drive by. It looks great. One window says Codington County Welfare Office, makes us easier to see, and the other window says Codington Connects, and we're going to have our partner of the month listed in that window along with other things that are going on and happening. This month, our partner of the month is the police department. Watertown Police Department is our partner of the month. And so with that, they did an article for our website and for Facebook, and then we'll just highlight them kind of throughout the month with that. So that's part of the initiative that we wanted to do with the Codington Connects, was helping this community recognize how we work together.
Cool.
With that. So yeah.
Good.
Yes. Then the interagency meeting, we decided not to have a June and July meeting. There was just a lot of things going on last summer. Those meetings weren't as well attended, and so we decided to take a little break, and then we'll jump back into it in August with the interagency meeting. One of the other agenda items I have, or the other agenda item I have, is the Department of Health Improvement Innovation Grant. This is the grant that I applied for and received last year that funded all of the Codington Connects information, that work that we did for that. And so the Codington Connects website, branding, all of that piece was funded through this grant. This is year 2 of the grant, and so I'm just requesting to apply for it again. The goal for this round then is to maintain that Codington Connects, get some more information so that we can have community booths and things like that, like the swag type things and stuff, as well as to do a community needs assessment for social services needs assessment. That's been a need that we've had since we started all of this, and we just haven't had the time and the funding to be able to do it. So this grant would give us that opportunity to do a social services needs assessment.
How much is that grant?
The grant total is 25,000.
Okay.
So that's what we'll apply for 25,000 if you approve it today for that, and that's due at the end of the month. And then the housing, just a couple updates on the action teams. The housing action team is meeting June 26th, and we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting with representatives from Rapid City. We're meeting with Charity. I didn't write their names down, so I don't have it, but from One Heart in Rapid City, who is doing a really amazing, innovative housing assistance program that incorporates a lot of the things that we would love to do here. And then also Chris Huber, who is actually moving into the director of their community foundation, but he's in charge of their collective impact and led a lot of their general housing initiatives in Rapid City to address housing needs. So the housing group will meet with the 2 of them on June 26th for an hour, and then an hour discussion after that. The childcare group, we're continuing to look at how we can expand the availability of childcare. And so just continuing those discussions. Our event planning group is working on putting together a 3-year training plan so that we have a timeline of what we want to do. And the communication working group is working on the website, the Codington Connects pieces, like the agency of the month. And then just different community events where we can be visible and show people that we're out here, what we're doing.
It's a very busy group.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I should let you know, I did take some time off in May. So May was a little bit quieter for me. I decided I needed some re-energized time. So, yes,
It's important.
yes. Yep. So that's it.
Anything else? No? Commissioners?
No, I just say we could just well take these 2 items that she has
Yeah,
on here.
I'm gonna get to
So-
that here in just a minute. Lee, did you have anything that you wanted to ask?
No, I was thinking the same thing Myron was, just we can go ahead and take care of those 2 items.
All right, so let's go ahead and move down to item number 9. Is that right?
No, I think it's
Discussion possible
10 and 11, I believe.
action to authorize application of health improvement innovation grant. Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about that.
So this is the $25,000 grant through the Health Improvement Innovation, the one that we did receive last year, and I'm just requesting to be able to apply for that again. Again, to continue doing the work we started with Codington Connects, and then do the community needs assessment for
Okay.
social services.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Motion by
second it.
Gable, second by Johnson. Any discussion?
Just a quick question for Sarah. It's $25,000 and that's meant to cover 100% of the project, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
No matching funds.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, let's take item number 11, action to approve to extend consultant agreement between Codington County Welfare and Angela Hyde. Sir?
Yep. And this is again, just extending the contract. Angela has been helping me since about last October. And it's been really instrumental in, 1, my sanity, and, but 2, the community work that we're doing, having somebody else that can help take over some things and lead some of the pieces of that has been really instrumental. It's allowed me to have more time to manage office functioning and those kinds of things.
The motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Gable, second by Johnson. Discussion?
Yes, now you mentioned that you're hoping to get a grant to cover that. In the meantime, is it in your budget to continue this if the grant falls through?
Yes, good question. It is under professional services, and I do have an amount in professional services that will cover it if we don't get a grant. I'm hoping to apply, there's a couple different grant opportunities that'll be.
Okay.
But
Very
yes,
good question.
yes.
Sarah, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, to interrupt. I just had a quick question on this. So is this the same rate as we have going now?
Yes, it is.
And what was the what were the average hours per month for Angela in the last period?
It is, but it's been about 5 to 10 hours a week that she's been doing.
Okay.
May was less.
And it's still not to exceed 20 a month.
Okay, any more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Have
the
a great
report.
day.
Have a great.
Thanks.
All right, let's back up to item number 7, action to approve the auditor's account with treasurer and note the register of deed fees. Brenda?
All right, you have those items in your packet. So auditor's account with the treasurer, you have the total cash assets on hand at the end of the business day of May 2023. Also the reconciled checking, the investment amounts, the general ledger cash balances, your general and restricted cash, your special revenues, the schools, townships, cities, and towns. Have all of those amounts in front of you. If you have any questions, also to note the register of deeds fees at the end of the month was $42,482.55.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Gable, second by Waterman. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, making all kinds of marks on my agenda here.
Lewis, yeah.
We are on to item number 9, Discussion, possible action to authorize the chair to sign a grant application for the RED Reception Center Grant. Lewis Canfield, good
Hey,
morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Good. Thank you for letting me come speak again. Lewis Canfield. I do JDAI, which is Juvenile Detention Alternative Initiative, try to keep kids out of the detention center. And one of the strategies other communities have used is a reception center in their community, which my understanding would potentially be a benefit to our county. So there is a grant opportunity for $20,000 from the Department of Corrections. So just like the court resource home grant that we're working through, these are not county funds. They're just going to pass through directly through the Boys and Girls Club. But we'd like permission from the commissioners and a signature from the chair to apply for this grant. As we are a court approved diversion program here in the county. Just briefly, what we would intend to do with the dollars would do it two parts. The first half would be to research, spend some time traveling around other counties that have a reception center, see the benefits and the best practices. And then, which I understand would be some of the things I understand would be avoiding detention for smaller offenses, right? Kids that maybe run away or have small misdemeanors, keeping them away from the detention center, as that could be a traumatic experience for some. It could be beneficial to law enforcement. It sounds like oftentimes they have to be with a juvenile for a significant period of time and as they wait for parents and whatnot. So with a reception center, there'd be a place for kids to go and wait and have somebody help get contact with parents. So saving time for many people. And then the second part of the grant year, if we agree that this is something we want to try in our county, would be to contract with an organization that's willing to be a partner with us. So that's kind of where we are with the grants, and it is due relatively soon. It is due now, but we have received an extension from the Department of Corrections to visit with you.
Any discussion?
I'd make a motion to approve.
Okay, Commissioner Gable makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Schwer. Discussion.
Chair, a
Yes.
couple of questions. First off, you say the grant is already written and ready to go. You're not going to start the process until you find out if the grant is approved though, right?
Absolutely,
Mhm.
correct,
So the grant needs to be approved before you proceed.
correct.
Okay, then now at the very end, you said, if it works out, then we're gonna down the road, look at contracting. And explain a little bit about that part of it. That's that ways down the road, but
Sure, and that's why we wrote the grant the way that we did. We want to give the first 6 months to research because we're not sure how they operate.
Yeah.
And we have some ideas. We've talked to Annie Brokenleg, who is our state coordinator. So we're familiar with them, but we as a JDAI committee here in our county would like to get to know more about them before we commit to actually contracting with an organization.
the contracting with them, explain that a little bit. Is that like normally a 1-year contract and or a 3-year contract, and what is the cost of those normally? Fill us in a little bit.
Sure, we budgeted $1,000 per month
Mhm.
to contract with an organization for the last 6 months of the grant. So that's a number that we feel is a good starting point. It would be only as funds are available. So if things get up and running and we do find an organization that's willing to operate this reception center, we'd certainly seek additional funds to extend it for upcoming years, likely through the Department of Corrections would be our first option.
Now you said we have budgeted. Does that mean the Boys and Girls Club has budgeted?
We have budgeted it within this grant proposal.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Just clarify that.
So
Okay,
Louis, maybe you mentioned this already, but what is the total grant request?
it's a $20,000 grant for
Okay.
1 year.
And is it 100%? Is there a match?
There's no match.
Okay.
It's 100% covered if we were to be funded through the grant.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion?
Just a note on what Louis was talking about with the reception center. I think the tricky, so I'm kind of curious to see what this research is going to tell us if the Boys and Girls Club gets the grant, because it's a little tricky with a town the size of Watertown where we don't have a huge, you know, we have a constant need for it, but it's not a large number. So it's hard to talk about building this facility. So that's why it's important to figure out, you know, how this would work in a smaller community. And it seems like the reasonable idea, like Lewis says, is, you know, probably find an organization to work with. But just so people have an idea, you know, in other places, we'd be talking about building a thing. In a community our size, we're not. We need to figure out something maybe a little bit more, I guess, nuanced. I guess that's kind of a trendy word, but that's kind of what it is, I think.
I use the term on call. I think we'd be looking for somebody who would be willing to be on call in the event that we need to use the reception center, because it wouldn't be consistent. It would be a Friday night here or a Saturday night there once in a while.
As needed basis.
As needed, right?
Yeah. Okay, any more discussion? All right, we have a motion and a second. Go ahead and vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Commissioner Gable, I didn't hear your vote. I'm sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Cut you off.
You're
Sorry,
good.
Troy.
Nope, you're good. All right, let's move on to number 12, discussion possible action to enact a burn ban resolution. I did have an opportunity to speak with Sherry Howell, who is filling in with for Andrew. Currently, while Andrew is away, and she has had a visit with the fire chiefs in the region, and they have all indicated that there's no need right now for a burn ban. So that being said, I guess we'll take the recommendation and not to enact a burn ban at this time. Any discussion on that? Concerns with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay. I can tell you in our 911 center, we have not seen a lot of grass fire calls this week, so that's a good thing.
If we could put it back on, it'd help it rain.
Yeah, all right.
Rick doesn't want it to rain.
Yeah, not for a week or so. Discussion possible action to cancel vision plan with Avisus and change the plan to VSP with Crans Insurance. Would like to speak on that. Brenda, Natalie, okay. Get our HR director, Natalie, up here.
Morning, Natalie.
Morning, Natalie.
Morning, Commissioners. We have been working on discussion about this for a few months, I would say a couple months at least. This was approached by employee-driven request that our current plan did not provide enough coverage. They were looking for expanded benefits. And so with Jody and Brenda in the auditor's office, they've been researching potential different plans and different options. We had a couple of the providers come and do a open forum. People could answer questions, employees could come in and ask as needed. And then we sent out an employee survey with here's the different plans and the different options and what would you like to do? And so based on the results of the employee survey, with the majority of the employees recommending that we make a switch, that would be my recommendation as well. And so the choice was the VSP plan that was offered through Crans Insurance. There's actually two different options within that plan. So employees that want to stay on, I would say, a lower level coverage, base coverage like we have now with a VSIS can still stay on that option. Or people that would like expanded coverage and more the Cadillac edition can take that as well. This is 100% employee paid. It runs through the county because then the employees can get discounted rates. So
Move to approve by Johnson, second by Schwer. Any more discussion?
So your motion is to cancel the plan with the thesis and then go with the,
Go with VSP
okay,
with
As it
Crans
reads.
Insurance.
all right.
and then we do need to send notice then cancellation notice to our current carrier, Avisas, through RISD, and we have drafted a letter that if you can sign, Troy,
Okay.
as acting chair today, then we can get that sent to them.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? And motion carries. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Item number 14, discussion possible action to set a date for a tax deed property auction, appoint property appraisers and declare property surplus to be sold.
Okay, Carol was in here. I don't know if you want to go and have her come back. So yeah, she did take a piece of property by tax deed. And typically she'll hold on to these for 6 months. The reason that this is one that we maybe would not do that is for the fact that the county is now having to mow this lawn. Whatever that need is. So it's up to you guys if that's something you would wish to do. And she'll explain more on appointing the property appraisers. And you would have to declare the property surplus to be sold, and we'd have to advertise that whole process. So we'll wait for Carol to come back and she'll tell you who and how she is in the past. Here she comes. To determine who the appraisers are.
Morning, Carol.
Morning.
Morning, Carol.
Morning.
All right, so
What you're looking at today is the last of the stragglers from last year. I took deed to that one. In that case, I notified all the family members. And I know for certain they're not interested. None of them live here. They're to the Four Corners. But the significance of that lot is it's only 25 foot deep. And I contacted the city of Watertown, and it's actually not really a buildable lot even. I mean, you can put something on there, but I think she said it's gonna have to be like 12 feet. The only people I'm thinking that might be interested are the adjoining property owners. So I don't know if you wanna, what you'd like to do with them right now, but
I think what we ought to do is whatever we can do to get it off the records here.
Try to get it
Get it sold.
I say
Right,
tax
it's
deed
simple.
property auction.
so get it published, to get it,
Yep.
the appraisal team set, and
Mhm. We don't need to be mowing lots.
I'm thinking Steve and his guys have way better things to do. That's true.
Yeah, we got bigger fish to catch than that.
Where is this at, Carol?
Might have to
Lot
look.
33 of block 10 of right.
You wanna look at mine?
Addition.
Does that help you?
I have to look at his computer screen to know. It's
Well, that's gonna help you.
not gonna help me.
That's okay. That's all right. No big deal. We can look it up.
It's in Watertown.
It's in
Yeah.
Watertown.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So do we need to take a
We need
motion then?
Several different motions.
So-
So we'll need to declare it surplus.
Surplus.
That'd be one
So
motion
moved.
that we'll need.
I'll make the motion to declare it surplus.
Second,
Okay, so we have a motion by Waterman, I'm sorry,
Gable.
motion by Gable, second by Johnson. Any discussion to declare the property surplus? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. It's declared surplus. Now, the next motion will be to appoint property appraisers.
Yes.
All right, so we need to do that. Do I have them, Carol?
Yes, and usually and historically, the people have done it. I didn't contact anybody this go around, but historically, Shauna has done it. Steve Mollengrath has done it. Because what we did usually is we appointed a group of 3 so that if we had property in the country, Steve might have something to do. Shauna will know all of the properties,
Mhm.
but that way we had someone from the country, someone from in town, and then we had the director, someone from the director's office. I haven't asked them yet if they would do it again, but
I'll make a motion to approve Carol to appoint the
an
adjusters
appraisal team.
appraisal team.
Okay,
Thank you for
we
that.
have a motion.
I'll second.
Second, okay, motion by Johnson, second by Gable to allow Carol to appoint the appraisal team to get this property taken care of. All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries. And the last one is to declare, let's see, we've already done that, right?
The last one will be then to advertise to have the public auction. And so if I do the advertising on June 17th and the 24th, and the Gazette would be the 22nd, the auction would fall on July 4th, which you will not have a meeting. So we would set that for July 11th to do the public auction.
So move.
It should be safe.
Motion by Johnson,
I'll second it.
second by Schwer. Any discussion?
One quick question, on another, auction for, it was to rent the property for haying, another piece of property. we talked about a sealed bid. Is this something where it's better? Any thoughts on whether a sealed bid or regular auction would be the best thing? Or can you not do a sealed bid for this kind of thing?
Guess I'm not sure, Brenda.
Historically,
Probably.
what we've always done is we've always held a public auction initially.
Mhm.
And after you've done that, if there are no bidders at the auction, then within that year, somebody else can come in and submit a bid
Okay,
for a piece of property. So that's historically how they've always been handled.
I think the haying is a little bit different situation than a piece of
yeah.
property.
No, I just want to clarify. Thank you.
Okay.
That's, I'm fine.
Okay,
We should follow history.
so the motion would be to sell this at a property auction on July 11th. Do I have motion?
So move.
Motion by Johnson,
Second,
second by Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
All right.
We should
Thank
be good
you.
for that. Yep. Thank you, Carol.
Item number 15th is to note the Juneteenth Codington County office closures. Brenda?
Right. So as per policy, all county offices, the courthouse will be closed on Monday, June 19th, which is next Monday, in observance of June 19th.
Okay, no action needed on that. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Item number 16th, action to approve claims for payment.
Okay, so you have all the claims in your packets
I don't,
for the month. You should have had them there.
I don't think we do. I have them online. I have them on my phone. I mean, you send them to me, so No. they're not in the packet.
Yeah, I maybe did that. Was sent email to you guys, sorry. I did send them by email and I didn't print them off. Well, if you want to take my
Yeah,
copy here. Maybe you can have.
They're projected on the screen too.
I can just look at my email. So.
Have another set. You have yours, Charlie? But yours was emailed as well. Okay, 1 second here. I have another one in here.
There was a question.
Troy, you're able to pull your.
Yep, I'll just pull mine up on my phone here.
I'll just look mine up too.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I think I don't have it. I only had the one spare one.
That's all right. Go ahead, Brenda.
Okay, so anyway, yes, total claims. Are $1,258,272.74. Of that, $770,515.28 goes to the state. So the actual county claims are $487,757.46.
Okay, we have a motion to approve.
So
Motion by Waterman, second by Gable. Any discussion?
I have a question on one, but I can't find it. Centrix or something like that.
That was for the body cameras.
Oh, there was two of them, I think.
Yeah, so several offices, there should have been 3 probably, the state's attorney, the sheriff's office and detention center paid.
So they're paying them out of their budgets then.
Yep,
Okay.
they all 3 paid out of their budget for those cameras in the car and the body cams.
Okay,
Yep,
that answers that.
yep, that's what that's for.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I think they were here, what, 2 weeks ago or?
Yeah.
Or so?
Yep, they were
Got
here
all
and
that
installing
installed.
them.
Any more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries.
And then we have a couple others that came in after Debbie posted, so I need to do them separately. So, and this one, Troy will want to recuse himself. It is a 911 surcharge for April 2023, and that amount will be paid to the city of Watertown. And the amount is $23,278.85.
A motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Oh.
Motion by Waterman,
Second.
second by Gable. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries
Okay, and
with
then we
Van Duzen
have-
abstaining.
Oh, sorry. Yep, and Troy abstained. And then we have one more, and this was for a MasterCard. One is for the jail in the amount of $35.95, and that's to Amazon. And then two of them were extension, one for their Norton and one payment to Hy-Vee in the amount of $117.14 and $35, which the total bill then to the MasterCard is $188.09.
Okay, do I have a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
Motion by
I'll second
Johnson,
it.
second by Schwer. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 17, action to approve automatic budget supplements.
None today.
Item number 18, action to approve personnel changes.
No personnel changes. We have some travel requests though.
Moving on to 19, this is action to approve travel requests. Brenda, back to you.
Yep. All right. So we have two for our community health nurse office. They're going to the regional meeting. They will be using the state card and they will be traveling with the nurses. There'll be a cost of meals for them. And as Sarah mentioned, she has, she's going to a housing conference and also to the training for resilient communities networking. So those two different travel requests. And then the sheriff's office had two staff going to training as well. Where'd my signature one go? Yes, but they are going to training as well, and you have the particulars on that.
Yep. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the training requests?
So moved.
Travel.
I'll
Motion by
second.
Johnson, second by Gable. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 20, public notices of a possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at this week.
Ooh, I don't think so.
Calendars.
Oh, there is a open house at HSA at 3:30 on the 15th. And it could be that there'd be more than one of us there.
Okay,
Is that right?
Yes,
The
that is
15th is one of-
Thursday. Yeah, all you guys had your invitations on the desk. Oh,
there's a CVB luncheon tomorrow. I'm not sure if anybody from here will go to that or not, but so you're aware.
was in luncheon.
Okay. Anything else before we move on? No. Okay. 21, old business. Anybody have any old business? Item number 22 is new business. New business. Item number 23 is open public comments. I don't believe we received any phone calls during the meeting. Commissioner comments in the open.
Chair, I'll be leaving very early tomorrow morning to the South Dakota Retirement Board meeting out at Pier.
Good.
So the only time I ever leave the drive out the driveway at that hour of the morning without a shotgun or a fishing pole, because it's usually 4:30 in the morning when I leave.
That's early. It's a long drive to Pier. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for sitting on that board and representing the counties. That's good. Anybody have anything else?
I just had an uneventful CLRP meeting. That's the catastrophic legal expense reimbursement program. Those are generally pretty quick meetings, but they take a lot of preparation on the part of the South Dakota Association of County Commissioners. Those are basically, kind of like an insurance claim for a county that has a major court case that gets very expensive. And so I think it's a good way to save money. It's important that we're members of that, as it beats paying an insurance premium beats paying for a very expensive case, and we've benefited from that.
Yeah, and a lot of these boards and committees, commissions that we sit on, it's important to have our representation and our voice heard. So thank you very much, Lee, for that. Item number 24, action to enter into executive session. Do we have a need for executive session? Under personnel and contracts, so that would be item number 1 and number 3. So we will take a motion to go into exec.
Move to executive session.
Motion by Johnson, second by Waterman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No business afterwards.
No, I don't believe so. There won't be any action taken afterwards, so. We need to vote. Hold on just a moment. We need to vote on this to go into executive session. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are into executive session. Go ahead, JT.
What was the name of the company doing the construction?
Yeah, we'll get that.